Hey you guys, it's the Cursed Prophet back with another video, and today I'm going to do a quick mini reading on Traci Renee Braxton's death. Traci Braxton was the late sister of Tony Braxton and Tamar Braxton, Tawanda Braxton, and Trina Braxton, and they also have a brother. I think it's Michael Braxton. So I've already shuffled the cards and I'm getting ready to pull. But the questions I asked Traci Braxton was, I asked her, was her death a sacrifice? Did she know it was coming? And will there be money? Will there be a payout for her death? So let's see what we first get. Okay. Wow, you guys. Wow, already. All right, so let's see where Traci's leading us. Ostentation. Birth. And as we all know, this is not speculation. As we all know, Tony Braxton had a new, I think my mom is very invested in it. I believe it's a new series, like a show. I believe it's called the Fallen Angels Book Club, and the name is very telling in a sense, especially when you're talking about the establishment and things of that sort, the Fallen Angels. And what do you know? It premiered on April 2nd, which is Traci Braxton's death. And not only that, Traci Braxton died just a few days before who? Tamar Braxton's birthday. I believe Traci Braxton died, because I still can't establish if it was the 11th or the 12th. I believe she died that Sunday morning, that Saturday morning, which is telling to Saturn Day. Which we all know, they use a lot of Saturn, or they used to use a lot of Saturn energy in the establishment. Saturn is the planet of witchcraft and issues and problems and working through problems and your trials and tribulations in a sense. But throughout occultism, if you read or if you've read anything on occultism, Saturn is talked about a lot, or at least the energy of Saturn. But anywho. So I thought that was funny, and the fact that we got the birth card, and if I can remember my symbols that they use for the natal chart, the symbols like for Aries, Mars, and the planetary systems, I can remember some of them. I'd be able to tell you a lot more, but so we got power, ostentation, and birth. So Traci's telling me that her birth and death, her death, well, let's just look, excitement. Devotion. And we know that she was a devoted wife, a devoted sister, a devoted grandmother. Y'all see that Scorpio system symbol, harmony. And Traci tells me that her death brought something back in harmony. I believe it brought one of the sisters back in harmony, and it brought, when I look at them, I think of the pentagram and the pentagram energy. And Traci's telling me that, or the energy I'm picking up really, is that her death brought something back into harmony. So something was unbalanced, and it brought a new balance back to it. Or not a new balance, but loss. Alright, so let's see what we got. Okay, so we know that Traci's death, the energy surrounding it was about power. And maybe achieving or gaining new power. We know that there's some secrets surrounding her death, or surrounding her, or some things that we don't know, which is, you know, there's some excitement. I really think she's talking about Tamar and Tony's new projects that are coming up, but especially Tony. They were excited. Resourcefulness. Her death brought on new resources for the Braxtons, because it's word, or at least from some YouTubers, that they are actually broke. And I love that one of the YouTubers explained, because a lot of you guys, I feel like, take it too literal. Hollywood broke is way different than our broke. Because a lot of those reality stars, we know they're broke. I think it was just recently, it was Masika Kalisha who showed us her her royalties from Three Can Play That Game. I believe that's the show that it was for, and she made like $7, and that's actually true. I'm glad she showed that. They don't make a lot of money, hence the reason why a lot of them are selling ass and killing people off and insurance policies and 360 deals and selling souls. Like, yeah. It's just like somebody told me in this business, you're not gonna make no money from reading cards. You're gonna have to have a side hustle. Hence the reason why probably a lot of spiritualists kill off people. No, I'm just kidding. Coral. And we do know that we were reading in the headlines that there was some fighting over her funeral and the arrangements, and of course we don't get the full story, but something happened, and I don't know if the sisters were at the funeral, because I did watch the funeral, whatever they publicized for us on YouTube, and one of the ladies who was announcing stuff at the funeral and who was, emceeing kinda, she did say she thanked the Braxtons for being there, and she was talking about the sisters. So I don't know if a couple of sisters went. I just feel like it would be really bad, even if they had their own funeral. If this is the actual funeral we're doing, whatever we're doing with the ashes, because she was cremated. I get you guys having your own funeral if you absolutely had to, but when you talk about somebody dying and somebody, it's immediate family, like your mom, your dad, your brother, sister, or even your cousins or your friends, or even if it's distant and you know them, you show your ass up regardless of it. I'm sure they had to, between all of them, you have enough money to purchase a big enough spot to where you wouldn't even have to see that person if you didn't like him at the funeral. So it's a lot of fighting around her death and leading up to her death. Indecision. And Traci is kind of speaking with me and guiding me. And Traci's telling me that I haven't decided yet if I think 100% sure they sacrificed her. But if they did, they're telling me that it was a hard decision. Or she's telling me. So it was an indecision around this death for a long time. And I think with the universe, too. We're not just talking about us physically. But I think with God, too. It was well, God always knows what he's going to do. And it's already written. But I feel like kind of like, because I think a lot of us escape death. I think we have times in our life, kind of like how you have trials and tribulations, and when you go through life and you say, damn, like that night I kind of escaped that. Maybe you were at a party one night and you left 10 minutes before it got shot up. That's kind of like escaping death. Or maybe you were at the party and you were caught in the crossfire and you missed a bullet by a hair. I feel like God puts certain timestamps in certain people's lives where, like, you could be taken out at 25, but if you make it, you'll live into 50, where once again, you'll have a near-life death experience. And if you pass that tribulation or that trial, then you'll have another time. And then eventually at 80-something, you do die, Hope that makes sense. Riches. See, here's the money. So somebody's getting some money from Traci's death. So there is some money involved around this death of Traci. Decision, see? We had indecision, and then we had decision. So what she's telling me is that more money was offered to the Braxtons, to whoever is responsible for giving her rap. It was like they came to them, and whatever they brought to them, they were like, just left them kind of in the air. The crossroads are like, I don't want to do it. And then some more money was brought, and then they were like, oh, a decision. Let's see what came out of the decision. Flattery. Yeah. Somebody stroked that ego and somebody bribed them. It was bribery. See? Yep. Enthusiasm. Damn, Traci's on today. Drama. Yeah. I'm going to reshuffle. Fortune. It's giving me more of a Tamar vibe. Versatility. Aren't these cards wicked, you guys? Like, the way they be bending, and then the domination card in this deck looks real gay. Health. Uh-oh. And I love this. See, they're honoring. See? Caution. Death. Excuse me. Health came in caution, so we know that Traci was the one who was sick. Independence. All right. All right, Traci. All right, Traci Renee Braxton. I'm loving everything you are telling us about your death. Reveal more. Reveal more. I knew Traci was gonna come and talk to me because she's my fellow Aries sister, and this death hit me hard. I'm still very sad by it because I didn't see this shit coming at all. Well, I'll say this: I didn't, but I always thought she was gonna be the sacrifice. I knew it. I just didn't know it was gonna happen. Like when I woke up, and my brother had sent me the text, and we don't really text because we live in the same house. We just don't communicate on the phone. We don't talk much anyway. But when we do, so when I saw a text from him, he was like, "Oh my God!" I was like, "Oh my God!" I kept trying to figure out, you know, like when you get in trouble at school. I was trying to figure out what the fuck I done done, and he done found out, and then I was like, "Oh shit!" Caught me way off guard. Especially because I live close to Traci. I just don't know how I didn't know. Alright, Traci Braxton. Traci Braxton. Traci Braxton. Traci Braxton. Traci Braxton, 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 Traci Braxton. All right. Publicity. Charity. Generosity. This is about money and giving back, and something that was something's going to be publicized. So I didn't know that, like, after her death, they came out and they were telling us a lot of stuff she had done in her community that I think a lot of us didn't know. I also feel like the Braxtons are going to set up some kind of charity eventually for like esophageal cancer or something like that. That's what I'm feeling, where they're going to give back. But I also feel like Traci has shown me in her life the generosity and all the things that she did. She's telling me, you know, fortune, charity, publicity. So she's telling me that her death made a lot of money. And she's telling me that in my ear, optimism. Protection. The moon in Aries. Eccentricity. Eccentric. Idealism. I feel like Traci's talking about herself right now. Achievement. Health. Caution, see? Caution. She knew she was gonna die. Seduction. Concentration. Appreciation. Adaptability. Yeah, so Traci's showing us that she's kind of walking us through her life, and she's showing us towards the end. And she's telling me now, and through the cards as well, but clairaudiently, that she's telling me that she is so thankful for all the love that you guys sent to her and her family. She just can't believe it. She also tells me she kind of wishes you guys would have showed that when she was here, but she still appreciates it. Traci didn't know she was going to become sick. I don't know if she had a premonition. She tells me she's very close with God, and she would see stuff, and she would hear stuff, and she was very aware of what happened in the business, in the industry, and she always knew that she could possibly be up on the chopping block. Alright, I'm gonna shuffle one more time, and then I'm gonna get out of here. So, was Tracy sacrificed? Yes. For what? Power and riches. So you guys were on. And I know you guys are probably going to say, well, that's what they always do it for. No, that's not what they always do it for, because a lot of people are coming to the conclusion of the whole Will Smith and Chris Rock thing was more so he slapped him so that he wouldn't have to. Or one of them, the whole incident was to save both of them from maybe possibly having to do another human sacrifice if they have not already done one. Some more of a humiliation ritual. So it's not always just about power and money. Sometimes it's to get you out of shit. Or sometimes because you don't want to die, so you kill somebody else. Hence Tamar. Because I feel like Tony has already kind of given up some of her sacrifices. But Tamar, like I said, I think I put a video out on Tamar, has always tried to play both sides of the fence. And that's how she got caught up. As you saw, her life was spiraling out of control. And she almost got killed. As quiet as it's kept. I love how I think I be looking cute in the camera, and then when I watch the video back, it's like, it's crazy because my face looks angled a certain way, but it's not. It just looks like real slow. Charity. She keep talking about a charity. And charity. Huh. I wonder if they had an insurance policy on Tracy, and that's what she's trying to tell us. She threw 2 cards out. The charity came out again, and domination. Huh. Let's see. Alright, Tracy, I thank you for coming, and I'm going to close out here soon. Give us your last thoughts, Tracy. Maybe I'll pull randomly this time. Pull the cards randomly and see what she's talking about. Traci Braxton. Traci Braxton. What are your final thoughts? Well, I'm sort of indecision. You know what? I'm going to say that. I'm going to retract that. I'm sort of indecision, too, if she was sacrificed. But I know that a lot of, there was a lot to gain from her death, is what I'm going to say, and a lot was gained after her death. And the Braxtons were paid for what was put in the papers, too. They made a lot of money. And Tracy is giving me the feeling that she's trying to find a way to help her husband make money off of her death. So you guys stop tripping if he's getting paid for these interviews. It's his fucking wife. And nobody does anything for free, the fuck? I'm not tripping. Tony and Tamar wouldn't. We know Tamar bougie ass wouldn't. Extremism. Drama. Caution. Submission. Convention. Aries and Virgo. Authority. Charity. Exhaustion. She's making me feel like Tony's gonna become, she's giving me the feeling like Tony was ready for her crowning as queen of whatever. Her position is in the establishment, and this gave her a new authority. It might be Tamar too. It's a toss-up between them two. She's also giving me the feeling that her spirit is trapped, and they did some kind of ritual to trap her. Or maybe she's talking before her death, because, you know, when you're in Cancer and you really can't do nothing, that's like a state of submission too. You have to ask everybody pretty much to do a lot. Vision. Uh-oh. Detachment. And look how it looks. Who was bald like that? Like, now we know Tamar. We know that Tony under the wigs has always had the short hair. This reminds me of Tamar. She's talking about Tamar. Tamar, Tony may have gained, and the whole thing with the Fallen Angels book club and the dates and all that are funny, and there's some kind of connection. But Tamar was the one who gained from Tracy's death, and she just told me that. Period. It was Tamar. Resistance. Publicity. And she's talking about Tamar. The extremism she's talking about is Tamar acting like she's overly upset when she's not. Being extra dramatic as usual. And Tracy's let me know too. She can see the drama that's going on, and she doesn't like it. She knows what's going on down here right now. She knows. Order. Endurance. She endured a lot of pain on this earth. Devotion. But she always stayed devoted even through her pain. Bluff. She's making me feel like somebody, I'm gonna leave that where that's at. To the left. I'm gonna leave that where that's at. Control. Quarrel, fighting. And that's Mars and Cancer. Speculation. There's something out there in the public knowledge. It's not true, or it's speculation that she's telling me it's not right. Something is not being worded right. Enthusiasm. Inheritance. See, I feel like somebody gained something. Somebody had an insurance policy or something that nobody knew about. But anywho, this was my Traci Braxton reading. As far as to see what happened with her death and to see what's just going on with her energy. Traci really did come through. Some of them are sometimes hard to pull the energy down, but Traci definitely is somebody who was she wanted to come down and talk. So I think Traci Braxton, I missed her a lot. I hope that if she does reincarnate, that she lives a better life than what she did down here as far as her talent, that she's able to be seen the way that she wanted to. And I hope that she is really resting in peace, and that she's showing up in spirit with her family and walking with her family, which I know she is. And I hope that she gets justice in some way, shape, or form. She wasn't killed, not in the way of like a murder or homicide. Well, she was, but she wasn't. But when I say justice, I just hope that she gets justice for kind of just being stepped on her whole life, and being the outcast, and kind of just being overshadowed and just placed in the back, and her feelings just not being looked at the right way, the right way. So this was the Cursed Prophet. Have a good day.